Our top story tonight for Ashok Gehlot. It's been an interesting few days of shifting positions, from revolt to regret and finally a retraction. 4 days after the rebellion over Rajasthan chief ministership, Mr Gehlot announced that he wouldn't be contesting for the Congress president's post after meeting Sonia Gandhi at her residence. But can Gehlot now survive the return to Rajasthan, or has he shot himself in the foot? The decision will be taken by Sonia Gandhi, it seems, in the next couple of days.
डेट तो मैं फिक्स अब जाके करूँगा, पर मुझे ये तय है कि मुझे कंटेस्ट करना है।
वो तो समय बताएगा कि मैं किस पद पे जाऊँ या नहीं जाऊँ।
घर की बातें ये इंटरनल पॉलिटिक्स में चलता रहता है, ये हम लोग सब सॉल्व कर लेंगे, मैं आपको कह सकता हूँ।
पर अब क्योंकि कल परसों की घटना हुई है और मेरी मॉरल रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी थी कि वो प्रस्ताव पार होता, तो मैंने तय किया है अब मैं इस माहौल के अंदर चुनाव नहीं लड़ूंगा, ये मेरा फैसला है।
The Rajasthan Chief Minister driving in to meet Sonia Gandhi, apology note in hand. But it appeared the Gandhi Parivar was not in a mood to forgive him for allegedly staging a rebellion in his favour. And some minutes later, the man who was meant to be the so-called official candidate of the Congress party emerged from the meeting and said he was opting out of the race.
कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष सोनिया जी के साथ में मैंने बैठ करके पूरी बातचीत करी। जो घटना हुई परसों के रोज 2 दिन पहले, वो घटना इतना हिला के रख दिया हम सबको। मुझे जो दुख है वो मैं जान सकता हूँ। मैंने सोनिया जी से भी सॉरी फील किया है, माफ़ी मांगी है। पर अब क्योंकि कल परसों की जो घटना हुई है और मेरी मॉरल रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी थी कि वो प्रस्ताव पार होता, तो मैंने तय किया है अब मैं इस माहौल के अंदर चुनाव नहीं लड़ूंगा, ये मेरा फैसला है।
Not just that, Mr Gehlot hinted that even him staying on as Rajasthan Chief Minister was in doubt.
ये फैसला मैं नहीं करूंगा, ये फैसला सोनिया गांधी जी करेगी, कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष करेगी।
A top Congress official said that the decision on Mr Gehlot staying on as Chief Minister of Rajasthan could be taken very soon.
The decision of Chief Minister of Rajasthan will be decided by the Congress President within 1 or 2 days. That's all.
With Gehlot ruling himself out, the only person in the race against Shashi Tharoor is former Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Digvijay Singh, who picked up his nomination papers from the party headquarters. Mr Singh has claimed he is not an official candidate for the top job.
Are you going to fight Ashok Gehlot?
Wait till 4th, the date of withdrawal.
Later, the two candidates even posed for a joint photo.
Sources say the Congress High Command is in discussion for a preferable candidate for the party's top post after Ashok Gehlot ruled himself out of the race, making it a three-cornered fight if Digvijay Singh still chooses to fight for the Congress top post. With Sunil Prabhu and Harsha Kumari Singh and camera person A. Joseph, this is Arvind Gunasekar for NDTV.
Well, for the moment, the contest for Congress president appears to be between Digvijay Singh and Shashi Tharoor, but a third, possibly Gandhi family-backed candidate is not being ruled out. A second G23 leader could be part of that race, and sources have indicated that Mukul Wasnik, if we can get that graphic up on our screens, please, is one of the signatories of the explosive letter to the party chief, Sonia Gandhi, in 2020, who later distanced himself from the dissenters group, could be considered as a third possible consensus candidate. As we have said, the deadline for nominations ends tomorrow at 3 p.m. Meanwhile, in an interesting plot twist, Sachin pilot is currently meeting Sonia Gandhi. This, of course, comes after Ashok Gehlot's apology and him making it clear that he was not in the race for the Congress president's poll. Now, as we've already heard, Congress leaders say the decision on whether he will remain as Rajasthan Chief Minister is really up to Sonia Gandhi right now. Sunil Prabhu joining us at this point with the latest. Sunil, what are we to make of this meeting?
Well, Ankita, I just heard you. First of all, it's not interesting plot. This was always planned, and he had sought time from the Congress president ever since he came to Delhi to apprise her about the developments that had taken place in Jaipur. But I think the first attempt was to get Mr. Ashok Gehlot to publicly apologize, and then, of course, subsequently the decision to withdraw from the post of Congress president, which he has aspired to contest for. It's in that backdrop that Mr. Sachin Pilot is meeting Sonia Gandhi. He has been a claimant for the post of Chief Minister. He's been very keen to become the Chief Minister of Rajasthan. Not today, but right from the time when he was PCC chief. Then subsequently we have seen the 2020 incident where there was a rebel, and then subsequently him working back. And it's in that context now that he feels he should be rewarded and become the Chief Minister if the Congress is to win the reckoning against the BJP in the coming and in the next year's assembly polls. So that's his demand, that's his request to the Congress leadership. We'll have to wait and see. I asked Mr. Venugopal a short while back after his meeting with Sonia Gandhi and issuing once again an advisory to the Gehlot loyalists, saying that nobody should speak out of turn, whether there is a possibility of the Chief Minister giving up, and he very categorically said that Sonia Gandhi will take a decision on this in a day or two. So that meeting is important in that context about the change of guard, if at all it will take place in Rajasthan.
Sunil Prabhu, thanks so much for joining us. The other big story tonight. All women are entitled to a safe and legal abortion process, and making any distinction between a married and an unmarried woman in this regard is unconstitutional. That was the very important ruling from the Supreme Court today. That groundbreaking judgment by the bench of Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Justice A.S. Bopanna and Justice J.B. Pardewala also saw the court recognize marital rape, though purely within the ambit of abortion. We can, in fact, I believe, go across to Arvind for more details on that. Arvind, take us through just how significant this judgment is.
Ankita, in a historic judgment, Supreme Court has today interpreted the MTB, that is medical termination of pregnancy law, in a historic manner. The Supreme Court has held that all women are entitled to a safe and a legal abortion process, and making any distinction between a married and an unmarried woman in this regard is unconstitutional. So this was a main argument on behalf of the petitioner, saying that only unmarried women are allowed for this MTB rules, that is the medical termination of pregnancy rules. And they said that making a distinction between an unmarried woman and a married woman goes against the very fundamental right to equality, and that's why they wanted this particular clause to be interpreted in a way that even married women should also be brought into this ambit. And Supreme Court has upheld this very argument, and they have also made such an interpretation wherein they have said that even married women should also be brought under this ambit of MTB, that is medical termination of pregnancy. Also, in a very big, in a completely landmark way, the Supreme Court has also recognized the marital rape, though it has not been done in the legal parlance or in the criminalization aspect, but the Supreme Court has recognized marital rape when it comes to the rules of MTB, wherein Supreme Court has said that even marital rape, under the MTB rules, the rape definition should also include marital rape, and even marital rape should also be brought under this ambit of these rules. So these are some of the important takeaways from this judgment. So the Supreme Court has also said, because the criminalization of marital rape is still pending before a different judge, they are not getting into that aspect. But when it comes to MTB, even every woman should have a right of their own choice when it comes to autonomy of their body. In a landmark judgment, a bench by 3 judges led by Justice D.Y. Chandrachud has given its judgment today.
Arvind, thanks so much for all of those details. The union government has decided to defer the implementation of the 6 airbag safety rule for passenger cars in India until October next year. The government had earlier planned to make 6 airbags mandatory in all 8-seater vehicles for enhanced safety from the 1st of October this year. Now, the urgent need for these safety features was, of course, highlighted by the recent death of Cyrus Mistry in a tragic road accident.
The wreck of the accident in which the former chairman of the Tata Group, Cyrus Mistry, was killed.
The back seat people, if they are not taking seat belt,
Days after the crash in which 2 passengers were killed, Nitin Gadkari, the road transport minister, has once again made it clear that there need to be 6 airbags in all cars on Indian roads by October 1 next year. In a statement, the government says that the safety of all passengers travelling in motor vehicles, irrespective of their cost and variance, is the foremost priority. So far, lateral impact airbags fitted on the side of passengers sitting next to the window on the front and back have been restricted to more expensive models. The government is now clear. You don't need to be more wealthy to be safer on Indian roads. 1.73 lakh people were killed in traffic accidents in India in 2021. That's a 16.8% increase from the previous year. More than 3.73 lakh people were injured as a result of these accidents. India has the worst accidents rate in the world. On a recent program on NDTV, Nitin Gadkari had categorically mentioned that not only would side airbags be made mandatory, but there would also be a buzzer that would sound until seatbelts are worn on the rear. Car manufacturers like Maruti have said introducing airbags will come at a cost, and that in the highly sensitive Indian auto sector, a price rise may mean that potential buyers of the least expensive models may end up sticking to two-wheelers, which are even more unsafe.
The higher prices may lead to, apparently, and it's not just regulatory stringency. It is various things, commodity prices, features, etc., taxation, etc., going up, may prevent them from migrating from two-wheels to four-wheel. Now, the safest two-wheeler may not be, when compared to a only a entry-level car,
is not a fraction as safe.
Is not a fraction as safe.
Right.
The government has also made it clear that state governments must help in drives to ensure that passengers are belted in the rear seats of cars.
And actually now the state government administration, because law and order is with the state government, and now everywhere there is the intelligent traffic system, cameras are there by which we can get easily the information, and on the basis of that photograph, state government can take the action, and if the people are not cooperating, it is now their right, they can take action against them. Unfortunately, I feel that if we need cooperation from the people by and large, and if they are giving cooperation, it can be a great achievement for the country and for the society.
Despite the intent, implementing such drives may prove to be difficult in a country where there is no culture of wearing seat belts in the rear seats. With Vishnu Som, Vedant Agarwal for NDTV.
Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar today hinted that action may be taken against the senior woman IAS officer Harjot Kaur Bhamra, whose shocking remarks during a recent interaction with schoolgirls caused a major embarrassment for his government. The officer has issued a signed statement expressing regret over her remarks made at an event in Patna, but people who were at the event say it simply isn't enough.
मतलब 20 और 30 रुपया का ये बिस्तर नहीं दे सकते हैं
20 और 30 रुपए का बिस्तर भी दे सकते हैं कल को जीन पैंट भी दे सकते हैं परसों को सुंदर जूते क्यों नहीं दे सकते हैं नर्सों को वो नहीं कर सकते और अंत में जब परिवार नियोजन की बात आएगी तो निरोध भी मुफ्त में ही देना पड़ेगा है ना
Amid a growing furor over these utterly insensitive remarks at a function in Patna on Tuesday, Additional Chief Secretary in charge of Women and Girls Welfare, Harjot Kaur Bhamra, has now had to apologize. As this video went viral, initially Kaur had tried to deflect attention, saying the media was blowing things out of proportion. But Ria, the young woman who'd asked a straightforward question about whether sanitary napkins could be made available at a nominal cost only to get that snarky response, has stood her ground.
मैडम हाँ मैडम उस पे हम लोग को बोली कि आज तो मांग रही हो स्नैपरी पैड मांग रही हो कल को जूता मांगोगी कल को जींस मांगोगी.
The National Commission of Women has issued a show cause notice to the IAS officer. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has also promised action after a probe, saying it's a sensitive matter.
वही हमने कहा कि तुरंत इसके बारे में जानकारी ली है और तत्काल हमने कह दिया है, वो अभी तुरंत मीटिंग हो करके एक एक चीज को देख रहे हैं, अगर जरा भी होगा एक्शन लिया जाएगा, चिंता मत करिए।
But other participants at the event say Harjot Kaur's apology just isn't enough.
उन्होंने खेद प्रकट किया, वो तो वही है ना कि अगर आप बोल रहे हो तो हम माफ़ी मांग लिए, बात खत्म। माफ़ी मांगने से जो लड़कियों की डिग्निटी जो हर्ट हुई है वो तो वापस नहीं आएगी ना।
तो आज तुमने निर्भरता की बैसाखी पकड़ ली।
With Manish Kumar in Patna, Bureau Report, NDTV.
वो तुमने खूब पकड़ी है बेटा।
British Prime Minister Liz Truss has defended her government's controversial mini-budget, which has triggered widespread economic turmoil, and called it decisive action, one that's needed for long-term growth. But what exactly is the plan that's seen the pound tumbling to record lows? Priyanshi Sharma breaks it down.
Well, Ankita, the United Kingdom is facing record inflation, rising interest rates, prolonged recession fears, a plunging currency like several other global economies. But what the UK is doing to fight these range of issues seems to be counterproductive. Number one, the Central Bank of the United Kingdom raised interest rates to a 14-year high. Interest rates are increased to bring down inflation in the economy. Why? Because they bring down the money supply in the economy by making borrowing more expensive. So on one side, the Bank of England is trying to bring down money supply in the economy. But on the other side, the bank is pumping in money by pledging to buy around $69 billion worth of government bonds to boost the stock market. But this more money in the economy means that people will have more purchasing power and they'll demand more. This increased demand can again increase inflation. So naturally, there are questions on how the bank plans to bring down demand while also increasing it on the other side with another move. So it's both expansionary and contractionary moves, both at the same time. So that's really questioning the decisions of the Bank of England. Amid all of this, the United Kingdom, which is of course a developed economy, is being seen as an emerging market. Why is that? Well, pound is at a record low while government bond yields are on the rise, which is a sign of an emerging market. The government, the Liz Truss government, plans to boost the economy with a $45 billion debt. This $45 billion debt that's funding tax cuts. But the IMF says that these quote-unquote untargeted tax cuts will increase inflation and inequality in the United Kingdom. The BOE chief, the Bank of England chief economist, also said that they will need rate hikes to counter the government's tax cuts, as tax cuts will also increase demand in the economy, which can of course raise inflation. The Institute for Fiscal Studies, a think tank in the United Kingdom, said that the public borrowing in the country will be the third highest since World War II, as the tax cuts are planned to be funded by debt. The Liz Truss government took over less than a month ago, and now there's serious criticism over her government's economic plan.
Right.
There are concerns over the new PM Truss after this economic plan came out.
All right, Priyanshi, thanks so much for joining us with that.